Well, good morning. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are all doing great today. My name is Kristin Kaufman, and most of y'all know that I'm in the business of helping people create the life they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And Lulu and I are up early this morning, and we felt compelled to share a couple of things with y'all because yesterday I was on one of my group pages on Facebook, and a question was posed: what were a couple of books that really set your life on the trajectory that it is now? And how and what did those books do that helped you shift your perspective or maybe make a choice that was different than the choice that you've been making before? So the first book that most people who worked with me when I was in large corporate jobs running large teams, the Four Agreements, which, believe it or not, I have loaned my book out. So this is a picture of it from from Amazon, the Four Agreements. People, if you're not familiar with the book, they're going to go, oh my gosh, it's a Toltec wisdom book. It's probably a little bit more woo-woo. But Don Ruiz actually puts together four agreements that are so applicable for our personal lives, not to mention teamwork and board work. With many of the clients that I work with, this becomes a mainstay because they'd never heard of it before. They're reading business books and they're not really cross-pollinating, if you will, the books with their business life. But the four agreements are: take nothing personally, be impeccable with your word, always do your best, and make no assumptions. And those four agreements are applicable to every aspect of our life. And I think when many years ago, literally over 15 years ago, when I was introduced to this book, it became a mainstay for every team that I led, because every time we would have some sort of a weird dysfunction on the team, or our culture in the company in which we were working was a little bit dysfunctional, this book really helped us stay on the straight and narrow, because most of the time when we get wobbly in our lives, it's because we are taking something personally. There's little Lulu in the background. She just had a bath. We take something personally, or we make a false assumption. We make an assumption based upon half-truths, and then we create this weird story in our life that really derails us, and it gives us those limiting beliefs and creates that doubt that we really have no reason to doubt ourselves. If we trust our intuition, it will lead us to where we are to be and what our destiny is to be. So that's the first book, and if you've not read this book, or if it's not become part of your library, I highly recommend it. It absolutely shifted the way in which I led my teams, and certainly the way in which I live my life. Okay, the other book, and you can see it's all marked up for me. When I became an entrepreneur, The Art of Possibility by Rosamund Zander. It's a dense book. It's not a light read, but it really opened up the possibilities of how we can create the life we want. And I think oftentimes those of us who are reared in corporate in the corporate arena, we have this very binary way and very blinders on way of looking at what success is. It's climbing the ladder, increasing span of control, making several $100,000s a year early, and then of course going up into seven figures as we progress. And before you know it, we get those golden handcuffs on. And I cannot even begin to tell you how many people I coach that are either miserable in their job, they love their job, but it's not tied to something greater than themselves. So they've lost the plot and they get burned out because they're working really hard for someone else and they're not really sure they believe in the mission anymore. Or worst case, they wake up at 50-something years old and they're no longer fulfilled, and they're thinking, what in the world am I doing with my life? I haven't liked this for 15, 20 years, and here I am, and what am I doing? So this book actually opens up the perspective of what you can do in your life, and it lifts the veil that there is life beyond the mothership, as I call it. There are lots of pods leaving the mothership. And so if for any reason you are not satisfied in your job, or you're thinking, is this all there is, Alfie? What I would encourage you to do is to go deep. How is it that you would really like to contribute in the world? What is it that you would like to do? What legacy do you want to create for your children? What turns you on? What makes your heart sing? And if what you're currently doing isn't ringing any of those bells, then let's go within and really try to figure out how you can manifest that in your life, because I do believe you can. So those are my two books, The Four Agreements and The Art of Possibility, for y'all to consider this week. And If you enjoy these videos, if they're of help to you in any way, shape, or form, I do have a YouTube channel. It's entitled Alignment Inc., which is my company, and I would love for you to follow me, or I'd love for you to comment and tell me, gosh, Kristin, these are worthless or these are great. And if you'd like for me to cover something else that might be more applicable to you, let me know that as well. So let's make it a fabulous Thursday. Lulu and I wish you a wonderful day today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.